Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Jeff, and I have Renee Wells with me here. We just finished up an awesome mastery chat. We got on, and Renee says, I'm exhausted, and that's like what we hear. Your fingers going like this, right? On fire a little bit, right? It's crazy. It was a great chat, very active, a lot of really great answers, a lot of great resources shared. I love there's questions about like, hey, share a resource, share a tip, share advice. Some really good stuff there. So I'm super excited to sort of just kind of recap some of it with you. How are you feeling right now after the chat, other than exhausted?
Okay, wait. Like this. Wait, like
Yeah, just fanning off. Well, that's because it's 106 degrees out in California,
yeah,
but
yeah.
all
I
because Master Chat was on fire, right?
yes, and that street chat was on fire, and I am like, whoo, warm, even in the air conditioning.
Yeah. So great chat. So the chat the title, the topic was easy steam all day. So can you first tell me like so when you came up with the topic, you said I'm going to do easy steam all day. What does that mean to you when you say that? When I say it back to you, like easy steam all day, what's that mean to you?
Well, you know what? This is my 6th year as a STEM teacher. There was a lot of conversation about that in the
Yeah.
chat. And it's hard to sort of break that teacher mindset of I don't have time to do one more thing
Mm.
in my day. And so I wanted to do easy steam all day so that we could start having conversation about how it doesn't need to be one more thing.
Yeah.
It, it's just so easy to make it a natural part of, what we're already doing.
Yeah, I saw one tweet. I'm gonna see if I can find it because I did do some screenshot. Let me see. I think it was from Paul. I want to give proper credit here. Where is it at? I'm almost positive I grabbed it. Yeah. Nope. Let's see. Where's it at? Where's it at? It must have been deep into the conversation here at this point. I took a lot of screenshots. Wow. So Paul Shercliffe, who's actually here in Ohio and is a STEM guy, he said, by the way, everything is STEM. Just saying. But I saw a lot of like everything. Like you can incorporate that into everything. I mean,
It is.
where do we
Yeah.
not use science, technology? Like you know what I mean? Like it all fits in there. So can we step back one more? I think everyone knows STEM. But then you get into STEAM and stream. And just in case some people like that might not know the stream, can you break us down like you got STEM, so what's STEAM and then what's stream?
Well, STEAM is the A in for art.
Mm-hmm.
And then stream, the R is actually supposed to be research, but a lot of people think that it means robotics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the R is research. Some people think it's robotics. I had looked on a site earlier today that said it stands for the R for reading and writing with the
Oh my gosh, I've heard that.
WR. So it's pretty much like everything else at that point.
I guess so.
But
We can start coming up with all brand
yeah.
new acronyms. Like okay, next thing you know, it's going to be like
how many other letters can we fit in the stream, right? So
right.
let's see. Jeff Kaplan says this was an awesome chat. I learned so much.
Yeah.
Brandon says Master Chat was so hot tonight. You might say it was steaming. I like what you did there, Brandon. You're speaking my language. Tammy says stream is a narrow body of water. I already knew that. Thanks, Tammy. She's also speaking my language. I love the lame. No, that's like a lame dad joke, which is what I'm good at. So a lot of good questions. A lot of great conversations. So let me do this first. So when you thought of this topic, I mean, you already kind of covered this. So was there any of the questions that you were particularly, I don't know if excited about is the right word, either excited about or interested to hear the answers, like that you were really like kind of like I can't wait till I get to question 3 because I want to see what everybody's go, or were you kind of like it's all fair game? What was your mind at when we got it?
I had a couple favorites.
Yeah, give us one. What's one of the ones that was your favorite?
One of my favorites was actually the share something that you've done with others because, that is just invaluable. One of the conversations that came up was about being a member of the Civil Air Patrol. I
Mm-hmm.
learned about that from my Twitter PLN.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, that was super cool. I think it was $35. Join to become an educator member, and the resources are well beyond the $35. Seriously, I would say that the resources are valued like into the hundreds and thousands of dollars, and it's all coming for free.
Wow. Allison
Yeah.
says she loves question 3 and 4. Candace says leave no subject area behind. So let's talk about some of the questions. So question 1 was, when did you first hear about STEM, STEAM, stream, and what did you think it meant? How has your understanding of it changed? Do you recall any of these? Like that was the first question. Like, do you even remember what day it was when that happened?
Oh, I do. It's one of my favorite memes rolling around today on social media. I was today old.
I was today. Oh yeah. I wonder if we had it. I don't know if I saw any of those.
I did for the stream. There was a lot of conversation about the R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brandon Oakes actually said, I can't remember when I first heard about STEM. However, STEAM I started taking notice to last year. As for stream, I was today years old when I learned about that, what that stood for. Just got done going to. I swear I didn't have that purposely queued up. That just worked out perfectly. So thanks for that, Brandon. Which is awesome. That's awesome for all of us like on the Master Cat team, Teach Better team, like to see that because now Brandon. We know Brandon, like he's going to take that and he's going to run with it. He's going to like it, and that's going to then positively impact students.
Yeah.
So Master Chat tonight, if nothing else, right there is now we're positive, and that's like what it's all about. So that's awesome. So, the share question, yeah, Jeff, I think that share question was great for a lot of people. There was a lot of people that didn't answer that just said I'm following this question closely, things like that. So,
in and of itself.
Yeah. So Jackie, who is just coming into her second year teaching, she said I helped lead a STEM event during student teaching. That was when she learned about it. What I loved is that it involved hands-on activities and time for students and parents to work together. Let's see what else we got here. Phil Strunk, the man, says I was probably first in late high school or college when he heard the term STEM. Jenna said, can't remember when I learned about STEM, probably undergrad. I do think there's a huge push currently for coding and coding for girls in particular, which I love. Jay Hamilton said it was intro as a plan to help solve the deficits in these fields for careers and teachers who could teach it. So a lot of people, just a few years ago, I knew STEM, getting more into STEAM now. I think a lot of people, the stream was kind of brought in today. Yeah, so I mean that's great. I'm just looking to see if there's any particular ones that I want to call out, but I mean they're all kind of the same type of deal. So Michael Earnshaw, the principal on a skateboard, he's awesome. He said, "Here's my honest answer: STEM feels like years ago and something we bring to advanced students. STEAM a few years ago, and we need for all students to get immersed. Stream 47 seconds ago." so I enjoyed that one. So saying.
Anything Mastery Chat was perfect tonight just for broadening that thinking.
Exactly, and that's the really cool thing when we get a topic like that kind of expands like that, where we are like always constantly learning, right? And so now there's a lot of people that are learning about, which means and I know this Mastery Chat family, that means there's gonna be a whole lot more like stream things and stream focus going on. So that's really cool. Yeah. So really cool. Was there any that popped out or anything that you took away from that question in particular, or
from which question?
From that question, I mean, other than what we've already sort of stated, that from question number 1 about is really just like the benefit of people learning about that, right? I mean, that was like the overall.
That was my takeaway, is the benefit of learning about it, because when I first came into it, it was STEM. Mm-hmm. And then it became STEAM, and then it became stream. We were joking about adding on all the letters, but as we found out, a lot of people haven't really heard of the R.
Yeah. Well, we also apparently found out that there's a whole bunch of potential meanings. So I think it probably depends on where you heard it from. Exactly. So what's the official? Is it the official is research?
My understanding is that the official is research, but hey, I know that as a STEM, STEAM, stream teacher, it's going to cover all the R's, whether it's going to be an R for robots or an R for reading, R for research, even religion came up.
I think I'm going to call it the R is Reese's, like for peanut butter cups. Because, I mean, How does that not make any lesson better, right? I mean, that's where I'm.
I agree.
That's you heard it here first.
That'll be
Yeah,
hashtag.
yeah. Jeff said someone said something about the R being for religion. So yeah, so I guess it really depends on where it is, and I guess it all works, right? So
well, the bottom line is that STEAM, stream, STEM, whatever it is what us teachers make it in our classrooms and the way that it suits us. So, if my thing is robotics, that's what it is. If my thing is reading, that's what it is. That's what I love about it, because we make it personally meaningful.
Yeah, I love it. That's a great way to wrap that up. So question 2 was how do you or how have you integrated STEM, STEAM, stream into your day-to-day teaching?
Yeah, it's what I do all day.
What's that?
That's what I do all day.
I think I might have screenshotted you saying that as well. So Craig said we use design challenges and PBL in the classroom. STEM is one of our specials, along with art. Mrs. Stroll said, as a middle school math teacher, we do the M every day. I look for any ways I can tie that into the other pieces to help them see the relevance to the math that we're studying. Laura Spencer says, she didn't teach anymore, but she works with teachers on design thinking to integrate STEAM naturally into current world problem solvings or solutions. Let's see. Kristen Hudgens says, as an English teacher, I try to find science articles for students so that they have more exposure to reading graphs and scientific conclusions. Let's see here. I took a bunch. I'm looking through a few. So,
I love it.
Gina Engel said, all of my lessons include some form of inquiry and technology on some level. She's actively working on amping it up, so that's awesome. What else we got? So, all right. So Jeff Kaplan said, to be honest, it is only done with the higher students in my school right now. So Jeff's right here. So is that commonplace? Is that do you think that's common where it's only being used like that?
I do, and I'll tell you, I hear what Jeff is saying, because the higher kids, they're the ones who are maybe demonstrating proficiency or mastery of a standard sooner. So they're probably requiring less repetitive practice. And so that frees up that chunk of time to be able to do other stuff with them. So yeah, I can see where that would be a thing.
And so is that a problem in your mind?
Yes.
So how do we fix that? Because I mean that's a problem in the way that we are either as the teacher or as the admin or combination viewing one, I think, what STEM and STEAM and everything is, but also I think the expectations that we're setting for students, saying that only these kids can handle this, so all these kids don't get it, where there could be a kid who's hasn't mastered a certain particular thing that might be just dying to be in that sort of STEM experience world. So what do you think? What do you think it is? Is it just more conversations, more awareness, or is there something more specific that has to happen?
I think it has to come into that growth mindset, and I'm going to set 2 specific examples. Okay, during the chat, one of the people that I sort of quoted was William Glasser, and his sort of hierarchy of learning. And the old adage of we learn 10% of what we hear and we learn 20% of what we see, but there's 80-90% of what we do or we can teach to each other. So I lean on that kind of philosophy, but then I also lean on what I call the alphabet plan.
Okay.
It's like if you're doing an activity with students and they didn't master the skill that way, why keep doing it the exact same way?
Yeah.
Let's go to plan B. Let's try plan C. Let's give them the opportunity to apply it. Because it's funny how teachers, I'm not the kind of teacher where I just learn by talking and sitting in a workshop. I have to be able to put it into practice.
Yeah, get tested out.
Take that same philosophy forward to the kids.
Gotcha.
So, I say to all my peers, instead of repeating, Johnny's 9 timetables 72 times until he, has it by rote memory, let's teach a different way. And that's all that STEM and STEAM and STREAM really are.
Gotcha. So Jeff asked, how do I use this with my students? I have mostly co-taught classrooms, and I'm assuming he's asking you. So I'll let you answer that.
How do we use STEM?
Yeah, I'm thinking, Jeff, what you're asking is STEM, STEAM, stream, everything. How do you use that with your students? I have mostly co-taught classrooms.
So by teaching, does he mean that he doesn't have his own students?
That's yeah, Jeff, if you can you clarify what you mean and what the potential issue is? I do want to look at, so Candace said she actually had the privilege of having implemented in our whole school. It was a switch because we were a low performance school. We did it on steroids. Right. Each quarter we took one huge project in all content areas. Okay. Allison said I use it with my remediation group and show application and get buy-in. Test scores have gone up since. Doing it because they want to, sorry, things are moving on me as I'm reading. They want to master a topic to do the activities like Barbie Bungee Challenge or Barbie Zipline Course. I think we'd like to see some video of that, Allison, but thank you for sharing, Candace and Allison. Yeah, so Jeff does run the grid method, so he has, he's differentiated for all of his students until they master the basics. Jeff, there's a real I don't know if we want to go in it right now, but you can integrate the sort of STEM focus and projects and stuff like that right into your grid. We can connect about that later if you want, Jeff, because I don't want to get into like the grid part of it while we're talking about this. But I don't think the co-top piece prevents you from being able to implement any of the pieces as well. Obviously, there has to be communication between the other teacher and same page and make sure that it aligns with everything. But I think it can definitely happen still.
Well, so. I don't know if it's going to hit Jeff's point on the head, but there are two things that I'd like to bring up.
Yeah.
So I am the STEM teacher at my school, and I hit up. The teachers come with their classes, so I'm teaching
mm-hmm.
2K-6, and what I love doing is collaborating with the teachers to find out what concepts they're covering in language arts, math, and science so that I can make what I do with the classes relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But then also I have this, sometimes we save big projects to be a culminating activity when we're done, like with a unit or a lesson. But yeah. I think reverse, and I think a couple people might have mentioned that on the chat tonight, is that when a new concept is being introduced, I do the STEM activity first, so that I can say to the kids, remember when your cup kept falling over? Mm-hmm. And I can apply it to that concept. So,
gotcha. They see the end and then they start down and start building up to it. Yeah. Exactly. So Jeff says I have special ed kids. I'm the content teacher, and then he has another teacher that helps with the special ed kids.
Got it. Yeah,
okay. Candace is telling us that we're going to have to do another pop-up PD. What's that?
The special ed kids probably need it even more.
Yeah, I agree.
That alternative learning modality.
Gotcha. Candace and Jeff, just so Candace is referring to a bunch of pop-in PD we do in our private Facebook group all the time. So Candace, I will make that happen. I'll get Chad on there with us, and we'll do a implementing STEM into grids. For those of you who know Chad was actually a STEM teacher. He was in a STEAM academy. That's where the grid method was actually developed, was in that framework and stuff. So trust me, it works and it fits. These people talking about the grid method, which is something that I don't know how well you know what we do and stuff, Renee, but it's something that we train on a lot. It's mastery. You can look it up. It's a mastery learning framework that Chad Ostrowski created, and that's where a lot of people who know us from. So that's what they're asking about. So Candace, don't let me not do it. Make sure you follow up with me and make sure that I make that happen for you in the group there. We'll do a PD for that. So good stuff. I'm loving the conversation. I don't remember what question we were on, so I'll just pick another one. Okay. So let's do question. I think it was question 3. So what top 3 tips would you give to either a new or maybe a hesitant teacher to help them integrate STEM, STEAM, stream? So this actually works well because I think Jeff's talking, looking at that and stuff. So let me see if I got any good. Well, I took a lot of snapshots of question 2. Jeez. I love seeing like how many screenshots I took. So Matthew Borelli said backward plan, vocabulary expectations, and expect and allow for trial and error.
Yes.
Mrs. Ashley Nunley said maybe just that start with a STEM and build up to the stream. It could even be science and math for first, or technology. Starting small is better than not at all, which I love. Like if stream is overwhelming, try STEAM. If STEAM is overwhelming, try STEM. If STEM's overwhelming, try STEM. Right? Like, and if that's too much, try STEM. Right? Like, but it's you can build up to it, right? What's that?
I said I'm going to make a T-shirt of that.
I like it. We can go in on that. I like that. I like that idea. So Justin Hill says, just give it a go. If it doesn't work out as planned, then you have the opportunity to point out the failures learning, which I love that that's the tip, is just give it a try. If it doesn't work, you can tell your students, hey, this didn't work. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about failure and how we work through it stuff. So love that one. Jenny said, don't be afraid to try something new. Learn through tutorials whenever possible. Backward design. If it's your goal, make yourself a STEAM checklist when lesson planning so that your lessons always hit STEAM. Ray Hewart, she says, purposeful integration. See your STEAM task as an activity as part of the larger purpose. She does this in her classroom with her she does themed internships sponsored by local businesses, which is something we call the Teach Further model. But she's always focused on that. Toy Cameron, who was a first-time Mastery Chatter tonight, I thought contributed a lot. She contributed a lot of great stuff, I thought, too. I just realized her handle is at Steam Up the CLSRM, Steam Up the Classrooms. 3 tips to newbies would be start small. I don't know why I went away, but now you're gone. Oh, geez, I lost her. I don't know what happened, guys. I think I'm back. Can someone comp me? Comment, let me know if I'm here still. Give me a comment down there. Let me know, Jeff or anyone, or Allison. Let me know if you see me there. But we bounced in and out a little bit there. It was interesting.
I'm back.
I got you back. I went away, and then I came back, and then you were gone right after. And so I think we're still here. Okay. So I hope we're still here.
It says I'm in the show.
What's that?
It says that I am in the show.
Yeah, I'm hoping someone can comment and let us know if they can see us. But I'm going to talk as if they can.
Okay.
We'll just keep going. Yep, they're here. We're back. Thank you, Jeff and Candace. Appreciate that. Allison said videos of both are in my Twitter. Awesome. Thank you, Allison. So go follow her. She's at. Let me just put that up so everybody can see that. So Tori said, start small with a small project or addition to a lesson. Create a small makerspace in your classroom, like using Lego pieces or ones. Check out #MakerED for some awesome ideas and STEM teachers to follow. So some good tips there. Paul Joseph suggested collaborating with a peer. Two heads are better than one, and sometimes just makes it easier. He's seen a lot of successful cross-curricular STEM, which is something that we're actually working with. We have districts that we work with on cross-curricular STEM and STEM activities through what Ray mentioned in her Teach Further unit. Let's see what else we got here. I love it. So Brandon Oates, I don't know if Brandon's still watching here, but he said, I love his number one tip was it's okay to look up what stream means. 2, interdisciplinary learning is a world of opportunity and a great opportunity to collaborate with a colleague. And then start slow. He's planning to focus on one letter at a time, which is what we were just talking about, which I think that's really the way to go. If you're a little bit nervous about it or you're not sure you have it all, whatever it is, oh, look at that. Jeff Kaplan. Jeff is volunteering his wife to make those shirts for us. All right, Jeff, let's you tell Christy that you just volunteered her. We're going to figure out what that looks like. Get a design going. Make it happen. Jeff's wife, I'm going to stop for a second. Jeff's wife, Christy, is awesome. Last year, she reached out to us just a little while before Christmas about some ideas, and she made Jeff a bunch of Mastery Chat stuff for Christmas, and it's awesome.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know, you may not have noticed, but Jeff and I have a thing who can get to the other one the fastest on Mastery Chat and do the Channing Tatum gif of him saying, my name is Jeff. So she got him a shirt. It's a shirt. I think it's a shirt, right, Jeff? I think she got him a shirt with that on there. It's just awesome. So I had a chance to go down and visit Jeff's school a few months back in his classroom, and it's awesome. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of other stuff. So do your research, ask questions, know your sensor standards, set the stage, give the background challenges, facilitate thinking, find a friend to partner with, keep it simple, focus on just a few standards, look for ways to just extend the lesson. To start with, Mike Ransford said, do something cool, like don't just blow bubbles, make the wands and the bubbles too, but start with something that can fall within.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brittany Ballou did that.
What's that?
Brittany Ballou did that. She's in my PLN. Yeah, those turned out great.
Got it. I love it. Yeah, so that's cool. He said start with something small that can fail without causing damage. So that's I think a good one, right? So that's really cool. So what are your 3 tips? If you had 3, I know we've already said a bunch. What are your 3?
Number 1, stay off Pinterest.
And tell me why is it?
A black hole. It is too overwhelming. You go and you're like, oh, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea.
And 6 hours later, you haven't decided on anything yet, right?
Yeah, you're like, you have like anxiety because you like overwhelmed yourself. That's my number 1. Yes, and then my number 2 is, and I saw this come up in the chat. Go with what you have. If you know that you have 24 strawberry green plastic baskets sitting on your shelf, go for a search on strawberry basket STEM activity and see what comes up. Egg carton STEM activity, popsicle stick STEM activity. Don't go out and start with, this activity's cute, but now I have to gather the materials.
Yeah, which I saw, I don't think I screenshot, but I saw at some point you tweeted out, hey, like it doesn't have to be super expensive. I think you might have even said like something like what you started with. I'm not sure if that was, but you said it doesn't have to be super expensive, which I thought was a great thing. Well, that's what you're saying now is like, I think that is a reason a lot of people hesitate. It's like, oh, I got to go buy 3D printers or something. Like, what do I do here? Right? No, it's not. Yeah. And I think that's a big piece. So.
I am an episode of the hoarders, and I am the butt of all my coworkers' jokes. Okay. So, when I set out like an all alerts that I need, donations of old T-shirts and socks and coffee cans. I mean, I'm just blessed to have the most amazing community to provide me all of those supplies because, like I mentioned, I have over 740 students, and my budget is barely $1,000 for the entire 9 months of the year.
Wow! Yeah.
Yeah. So we really got to stretch it.
Yeah, that's really cool. We should do. Do you have anywhere where you share a lot of that stuff out, like the unique ways that you've created things without spending money, like the different stuff like that? Do you do that at all, or?
I do. Yeah, okay. Like if people follow me,
Good.
I strictly throughout the day go, oh, look at what we did with all the donated T-shirts, kind of thing.
I'm making sure I'm put my scroller back up there so everybody. I think everyone's already following you that's paying attention, but just in case someone might watch this later and want to make sure they go back and follow you.
I'm old school, so I actually have the Rolodex. Okay,
I'm sorry, the what?
I have the Rolodex. So if anybody's looking at their shelves in their classroom and they're like, man, I have all this stuff, just DM me what you got, and I'll tell you exactly how you can use it.
Gotcha. Shout out Don Epps is in the house. Hey, Don. Great point. Utilize resources you have around that true creativity and hashtag that is chasing greatness. We love Don. So let's go with I don't want to keep you forever, so I'm going to pick one other question. What was so I know you liked question 3. What was the other one that you said was like one of your ones you were excited about?
Oh, I really loved everybody sharing their different lessons.
Which was question 4, right? Share a simple but powerful. So share a simple but powerful lesson or activity you have done in your classroom or school.
Simple, yes. Simple.
Let me see if I did any of these. So Tori, our newbie Tori, said the most powerful STEM lesson, she says, is the cardboard challenge. Students make arcade games out of cardboard and then play each other's. They're so engaged and excited. They're pumped up for making, problem solving, and working together. Is that something that you do in yours?
Yes, and if nobody's familiar with that, all you need to do is go to YouTube and look at Kane's Arcade.
Okay.
And spelled C.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, and oh my gosh, it'll really tug at your heartstrings. It's a fabulous STEM activity.
Is that with the young kid?
Yes.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Panic.
Well, yeah. Yes. Yep. I did see that. Yeah. It's a great one. Tori put a link in there, cardboardchallenge.com as well, I think is another way, is one for that. So Candace is saying, Strain Project, what can you create using a Rolodex? So,
Candace, my girl.
well,
the Rolodex itself spins. It's on like a little axle.
Yeah.
Paddle boats.
You bring one of those, you bring a Rolodex into a classroom, you probably can create confusion of kids trying to figure out why that's not just in your iPhone. But Jay Hamilton says coding. He walks students through a terrible video game and then challenge them to improve it, personalize it. We design arcade boxes and hold a pay-to-play community day to show. Ooh, I love that. So they hold a pay-to-play community day to showcase the games out. So I love that because that's taking that learning that's going on in your classroom, taking it out into the community, and that's so big. So our Teach Further model that I mentioned time is so big on bringing the community in and taking the learning out, because that's so crucial to tie the community in, to like, here, get involved, be a part of this. Let us. Here's what's going on. Here's where your tax dollars are going. We're doing cool things. They're actually learning stuff. I love it. That's great.
And I'd like to make mention real quick, because it just sort of popped in my head as we were talking about taking it into the community. When we do back to school and open house, the parents will stop by, because honestly, my lab looks like Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium. I mean, there's like mannequin arms and legs and teddy bears and airplanes everywhere, right? Nobody knows where to, so they all want to take their parents in. And I think it sort of brings home to point the importance of STEAM, STREAM, STEM, is that the parents will say to me, oh, so-and-so told me about the activity you did where you built the telescopes, and so-and-so told me about the activity where you guys studied the mountain gorillas. And, the honest truth is that the kids don't go home and tell their parents how great their packets were.
No, or worksheet 2.4, right? Like,
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's that experience,
It is
like
that experience.
And I think, sorry. Yeah, they take it home, and like they don't like it's okay if they didn't necessarily aren't able to necessarily tell everyone what standard they learned.
Right.
But because if they're able to explain the activity and what happened to it, then they already did. It doesn't matter if they know what the standard was. They know what they were supposed to learn, and they've learned that, and they enjoyed it. So they're more likely to do it again. They're more likely to put it into things like that. Jeff said, I would love to see the space you work in. So he definitely wants to see. So Jeff wants some pictures here. I was trying to brainstorm maybe bringing Renee in for like a PD thing in the private group where we make her just walk around her room for a little while and show us cool things that are going on. So maybe we'll figure something out like that. I don't know.
All right.
We'll see how convincing I am afterwards.
I'll be there tomorrow, and so if you guys don't mind seeing it as a mess, I'll give a little walking tour.
Yeah. So make sure you're following her on Twitter and pay attention tomorrow. So she's gonna. That's awesome. That's good.
I'll do a tour.
Let's see here. Oh, I'm just looking through if there's other cool ideas and stuff. Were there any ideas that you saw? Can you remember any that came through that you were like, wow, that's really cool? I know there's a lot.
I was so glad that somebody else brought up the whole Civil Air Patrol thing. Because,
I think that was I think it was I can't remember who it was.
It came up a couple times.
I think it was Alex that did that. I think Alex brought it up. So
yeah, that was a really fun thing to pop up, and I hope everybody that participated in the chat tonight fully takes advantage of that.
I hope so as well.
I was having a little bit of technology trouble tonight, so I was just trying to keep up with the chat and put in my responses and comments and stuff. But the pictures that people added in of their students doing stuff, I cannot wait to go back through them all and go, that's so cool.
Yeah, I love. That's where some of those share questions are so awesome, because you get a lot of pictures. Sometimes we actually put share a picture in there, but sometimes it doesn't need it. You just get that. It's just really, really cool. So
yes, I love that.
So Renee, I don't want to keep you all night. I think I can keep you talking about this for a long time. But I want to make sure that we're not keeping you all night. But really appreciate you leading us in the chat. Great topic, great conversation. I feel like we've already highlighted a whole bunch of ways in which this has positively impacted people's teaching, and we're going to take this back. They're going to put it in place. It's going to positively impact students, and maybe we're going to move further and further where this is no longer. We're taking one more step tonight towards this is no longer just for those high performance students, but this is for everyone that has to be a part of everything. So I'm excited to do a little more research to see if I can figure out a final answer of what that R stands for.
Yes.
Pretty sure it's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but I'm just I'm just saying, like, just in case I do prove that, like, I said it. So, no, like, I'm interested to see where that came from because that's a cool one. But I'm gonna be following your
opening Pandora's box because now people are going to be like, it stands for Rocky Road. It stands for ranch dressing.
Rocky Road, I love it. Oh man, ranch dressing. Well, yeah, in the Midwest here, it's ranch dressing. It's all in Ohio. It's always ranch dressing. I'm like the only Ohioan who doesn't love ranch dressing, I think. But no, I'm gonna be following you. I'm paying attention to your Twitter feed tomorrow to catch some pictures and stuff. It'd be awesome if you can share us around. I want to see the arms.
Yes.
But yeah, really appreciate you leading us tonight, and everyone who was commenting. We had some awesome people. A lot of comments and conversation hereafter, so we appreciate all of you. We'll be back here next week, same time, same place, Master Chat. We'll be here live on Facebook a little bit before that, live on Facebook afterwards, and of course, chat is at 8 p.m. Eastern. So thank you to everyone, and we will see you all next week.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.